the first and second part of this series. The links are in the I button above and the description below. You can go check them out. Now let's get into this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Understanding Humans. This is the third part of the series, Is SpaceX Early to Mars? The conclusion. This video mainly focuses on the Intra-Planetary Transportation System and the conclusion to the whole series. The next part of the revenue program is the Intra-Planetary Transportation System. And that, when heard, sounds pretty great. But spaceflight taking you from London to Shanghai in 40 minutes has many challenges associated with it. We will see that in the coming few slides. The main issue is the matter of safety of passengers. The matter of safety has been looked upon in the past, and a lot of casualties and a lot of accidents have happened, but in the future that would not be a problem. But considering the second factor, comfort, we can consider the example or case study of the Concorde. It was a supersonic aeroplane which made travel time shrink as nowhere before. But due to the fact that the cost of the Concorde and the normal aircraft first class was the same, people chose the night flights on this route on first class rather than the Concorde cramped seats and high price ticket. You can see the similarities between both these models right now. Now, while we consider the per passenger ticket cost, according to Sam Dinkins on the website inverse.com, link in the description, 1 million will be the cost for 853 passengers in full economy configuration. The cost per passenger then will be $1,200. Now, at this cost, people may think, why not for long distance travels? Which you may be correct. But first of all, this is an estimate and the cost will be higher than just this, which we will discuss in the economics section. The bigger problem is the sheer amount of force or uneasiness you may face if not taken care of properly. Let me illustrate this with an example. If you are on Earth, you are experiencing 1 g of force. Similarly, people on the Apollo 11 mission experienced 3 g of force, and people landing from a space mission upwards of 6 g of force. And mind you, these people were trained vigorously. Think about what could happen to you if you went on a spaceship from one point of the Earth to the other using this system. So considering it safe and comfortable will be a big question mark and to be taken very seriously, because the competitor transportation systems are offering comfort, reliability and safety at the same cost. The second issue is the money, the funding and the startup cost required by such a type of venture. It is not only the spacecraft, it is not only the safety procedures, but for the starting again of any type of new industry, new service, many costs are borne by the first person to the race. For example, at the starting, Tesla had to create so many power stations to power Tesla cars and battery recharge. The cost was borne by Tesla, but now it has become mainstream because there are many other electrical vehicles in the market. Similarly, the cost for these off-site stations where they park the spaceships, the airport-type buildings required for transportation system, all would have to be borne by SpaceX. This money will increase and will cost much higher in the future. But a big advantage which is now being talked about is the transportation of goods. These rockets from one part of the world to the other in less than 1 hour can transport a lot of goods, which is a step in the right direction and can be capitalized by SpaceX. Now, after considering both the ventures, the third one is the presence of space tourism. This again is a very niche market because considering the profits which are coming from the first two, that is the interplanetary system and the Starlink satellite system, the profits here are not comparable and hence we would not consider it for the revenue of SpaceX. Now when we come to the final question and the point of this whole series, is SpaceX ready for the timeline it has told to reach Mars, to have 1 million residents by 2050? Maybe yes, maybe no. Wait. Before you do that, many of these videos which have such a question in their title actually is not having a definitive answer. But here are some mentions from my side and some examples to make you show the right direction on whether this is a realistic or an unrealistic goal. Humans as a whole tend to be lazy, or according to the Newton's laws of motion, we have an inertia. Now, the point or analogy I'm trying to make here from this statement is that you and I, as a human, if given a choice, would love to stay in the place we are and make changes to the world around us rather than create a whole new one. Like, for example, you going to Antarctica to have a vacation sounds fun, but living a complete life there is a very tough call to make. The second obvious thing is the cost of the mission and the transporting of goods to make Mars the new Earth. These will be very high. In the description, I have linked a video by Vendor Productions where he estimates the average cost of a lifestyle on Moon. You could go check it out to find out the sheer amount of money and resources required for this mission. Now, the third one is the most important point: the humans living on such a planet which is so many kilometers away from us, and that is the psychological aspects due to this time frame. The isolation period to reach Mars would take a huge amount of time, almost 5 to 6 months, in a capsule floating in outer space, completely not even on Mars, not even on Earth. It is in a middle ground. For now, during the pandemic, we are suffering and having psychological effects in almost just 1 month. So, imagining 5 to 6 months makes me a little worried for the people on this spacecraft, for the resources on this spacecraft, and for the resources after reaching Mars. And I really think, after considering all these factors, that we would not leave Earth until and unless there is a dire circumstance or a dire necessity. We will keep bettering and conserving our surroundings, our Earth, until we are not able to do so. Thank you for watching the whole series is SpaceX Early to Mars. The other videos in this series, the part 1 and the part 2, are here. You can go check them out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you like this channel, consider subscribing. Until we meet next time, Namaste.